Parliament has been convened, and out of the members of Parliament, a president has been elected, as well as a speaker, deputy speaker, and of course the National Council of Province having done the same business. The president-elect will have to be inaugurated, and the inauguration of President-elect Cyril Ramaphosa will take place on Wednesday, 19th June. This was revealed in a media briefing today on the state of readiness to host the 2024 presidential inauguration ceremony. For more, we're joined by SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo. Khaya, of course, the president has to be sworn in to exercise, or at least the president-elect has to be inaugurated in order to exercise any sort of executive and presidential powers. It just so happens that the president-elect is also still currently the sitting president, so there's not much to worry about the exercise of those powers in that instance. But how ready is the state on bringing about this inauguration? Which government ministries, departments and state functionaries are involved in bringing this? I would imagine it's an incredibly complex occasion to pull off.
Well, very much so, Oliver. A very complex affair, because obviously you have quite a number of ministries, from the Department of International Relations and Cooperation to the ministry in the presidency to police, the defense and many others as well, to make sure that come the inauguration day everything is working effectively, but also most importantly in terms of making sure that it's a very special time for South Africa, marking 30 years of democracy. That's going to be a very fundamental theme. But also apart from that, quite a number of invitations issued to the heads of states and heads of governments within the SADC region in East Africa, across the continent, across the world. And it was quite interesting to hear from Minister Ntshabeni, who's chairing the Inter-Ministerial Committee, really talking about the complexities around making sure that they issue these invites based on, the days sometimes where they have to really just work out the anticipation that after the swearing in, 5 days after, then you're going to have the inauguration. So they really do insist that they will really just work so hard in terms of making sure that they deal with this particular occasion.
Just before we actually speak about the state of readiness, what sort of messages has come from the international community and the diplomatic corps since the yesterday election of Cyril Ramaphosa as president-elect?
It's been quite interesting because, as you know, that South Africa is part of, so many of these countries.
Multilateral bodies.
Very much so. And also trading with so many countries, from the US, from the Russian Federation, to so many countries across the Southern African region. All of them really saying it's quite a very big moment for South Africa, especially given what we have, this government of national unity, where you have so many parties part of it.
Yeah. Are they ready to host a successful inauguration? Not that it's ever been unsuccessful so far. And where can we expect it to happen? The union buildings, that seems to be the custom. Of course, they can do it wherever they feel like it.
Especially because when you look back into 2019, they had it at Loftus. So this time around, they're bringing it back to the union buildings, a very historic place at the Nelson Mandela Amphitheatre. This is where it all happened in 1994. So essentially really coming back into full circle, where they're going to have so many of these leaders, the national leaders as well, but also showcasing South Africa's cultural diversity, the Southern Lawns. That's where South Africans will have an opportunity to witness this occasion. But also apart from that, I suppose another very critical element into this would be around making sure that South Africa as well is looking into the significance of this time, the inauguration, with the Chief Justice as well overseeing their ceremony.
Yeah, of course, it's much cheaper to do it at the union buildings than at a stadium, given logistics are just that much easier to get done. That was Khayelihle Khumalo, SABC News reporter.